been a while. Just for the benefit of the channel regulars, apologies for the lack of uploads and content. Life has been busy and YouTube had to take a backseat for a bit, essentially. I'm sure it happens to everybody. But we're back and content should be more regular again now. So I'm recording this the day before my first race in about 2 years. I'm running the Dark Peak Trail Run, which takes place, starts in Hayfield, which is the Manchester side of the Peak District. I'm running the short course for this race, which is 12 kilometers. There is a long course as well, which is about 25 kilometers. The short course has 280 meters of elevation, and it's about 3/4 of the race, I think, is basically uphill. So it might be pretty grueling, and I have no idea how it's gonna go. So I'm recording this bit the day before just so I'm not like faffing around tomorrow morning and trying to do a little bit of an intro or whatever. I can just start recording, you know, at the race, basically. It looks like it's running a much tighter ship this year than previous years because of COVID regulations needing to be adhered to. So we've had loads of information come through for participants and forms to fill in and lists of stuff we need to bring and rules we need to adhere to while we're at the start area and while we're out on the course. That information has all been really comprehensive, and I'm genuinely incredibly impressed with how they've run this event so far without having even got there yet. It's all been very communicative, and I don't feel like I'm lacking any information at all, and I definitely feel like they've done a really good job of making sure we know everything we need to do as participants. I'm not really expecting to do anything amazing tomorrow. My training has been all over the place the last few weeks. One of the reasons I haven't really been uploading content to the channel is that I did have an injury, not a major injury, it was just a minor kind of twinge in my calf that I just had to like take some time off running to make sure I sorted it out, rather than just trying to keep running and it not really getting any better. So I took a bit of time off to just make sure I got that clear. I was doing a lot of local walking, but just because of everything else that was going on in life, I wasn't doing any hikes out in the peaks or anything, but I was walking as much as I could fit into my schedule, and I think that really helped with making sure I got that calf sorted out and kept some endurance in my legs. But I haven't been doing a lot of actual running training over the last month, so what happens tomorrow is kind of anybody's guess, really. I'm just gonna get there, make sure I follow all the rules and stuff that they need us to follow, and I'm just gonna try and run a sensible race, I think, I hope. I might get there and just go ham out the gate and destroy myself, but hopefully I can try and like rein myself in a bit. Run a sensible race, just have fun, enjoy it, and yeah, get back into racing after a really long time of not really racing at all. That's the plan. I'm gonna cut the waffle now, and I'll catch you out there tomorrow. Right, at the start line, got about 15 minutes until, just under 15 minutes until my start window. You've got about 20 minutes, haven't you? Yeah, seems pretty smooth so far. I'm really nervous, so I'm probably not going to talk much beforehand. See you out there. I think we're hiking this bit. We're done. I did a lot better than I thought I would. I've surprised myself. I'll go over like the actual details when I've got my brain back. Alright, as you can probably tell, I am back home and showered. So it went well, I think. I did it faster than I was expecting. I was kind of hoping I could just do it in under 1:30, and I did it in 1 hour and 22 minutes, which I'm really pleased with. That got me a silver timing award, and I was only 4 minutes off getting a gold timing award. If I'd managed to do it in 1 hour 18, then that would have got me the gold. Unfortunately, so close, but so far. The heat was really challenging. I don't cope well in heat, so that was a huge challenge for me to just manage at all. I think I managed my pace really well for the first half of the race. I think the ascent was pretty brutal in the heat, but I feel like I just about kept it low enough that I didn't throw up on the way up. I definitely felt like I was going to vomit about halfway up the ascent. It was really uncomfortable for a good chunk of the ascent, but because I've managed my pace really well, it worked out fine and I didn't throw up. Unfortunately, I did get hit by a really, really painful stitch about 4 kilometers from the finish, which was when I was just kind of starting the descent into Hayfield. So I did go incredibly slowly for that section and I got overtaken by so many people on that bit. I was in a lot of pain and it was just basically all I could do I just needed to keep moving. So I knew at that point that I needed to stay under 10 minutes a kilometre to get to the finish in under 1 hour 30, which was fine. And I think I managed to stay around 8 minutes a kilometre for most of the descent, the worst of the descent, and then it levelled out again for the last about 1.6 kilometres, last mile basically. So I think I adapted pretty well on the fly to that chunk of adversity. It was super painful. I've always had problems with stitches through, even when I used to run athletics back in secondary school. It was a regular issue. I'd get really bad stitches and running would be a struggle. I kind of know why they happen, and unfortunately it's just a biological cycle thing, and I can't really do a lot about that necessarily. I just have to manage it when it happens and try and adjust my training accordingly. But obviously if a race happens to fall at the wrong point in the month, then there's not really anything I can do about that. I just have to have a slightly worse race than I would have had otherwise. My stepmom ran the event as well, and she also got a silver timing award. I think she must have come in, we both came in under 1:26, so we know she came in under 1:26, but she's not 100% sure what her exact time was because her watch didn't record the first bit of the route, annoyingly. But she'll get an email at some point telling her what her time was. We both essentially enjoyed the experience, despite the fact I was like wanting to vomit for a section of it and in quite a lot of pain for about 2 kilometers of it. It was a really good learning experience and I'm looking forward to doing more races. The event itself was really well organised. I was genuinely pretty impressed with the amount of pre-race information we got, and things were really smooth at the event itself. The timing windows worked really well. The registration process was basically flawless, not really anything that I could fault there. They did a lot to basically keep social distancing in place and make sure everybody was like COVID safe essentially, and yeah, it was really chill. Everything was pretty relaxed and everything ran super smoothly, so good on Dark and White for putting on such a well-run event in such a weird time, I suppose. All right, I think that's all I have to say, really. I will try and vlog races as much as possible. I think some of them I might not necessarily vlog particularly a lot because trying to film and keep myself hydrated and looked after during the race is sometimes going to be a little bit difficult. But yeah, so these sorts of race reports I'll try and do as much as possible. If you're interested in trail running, fell running content, and I do hiking and wild swimming stuff and sometimes some bouldering and whatnot as well, so if you're interested in any of that then feel free to subscribe to the channel. I have been pretty lax on content lately because of life, but hopefully things will be getting back on track now. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.